This episode of New Jersey Living is being recorded in Edgewater, New Jersey. Right now we are in Edgewater Town Center. So this is a shopping retail location. Pan around a little bit. Manhattan Waterfront is directly behind me. You see some retail shops here. Apartments, as I pan up a little bit, are above. So there's two levels of apartments. And as you can see in a photo that I took of the marquee, if you will, of the shopping center, there are various shops here. There's a Whole Foods, it's kind of like the anchor store here, along with other retail spots and places to eat. So with Edgewater, we're going to take a venture, and I believe this is our first episode in Bergen County. Yeah, it is. So we are along the Hudson, but just north of North Bergen and West New York is when we get beyond Hudson County into Bergen County, and Edgewater is one of those towns. So we are going to be looking at two different developments that are right here along the waterfront. River Road is the road that is directly behind me that runs along the Hudson, and this location has a number of condo developments, condo and townhouse developments that are right along the waterfront. We're going to look at two today. 5 different condo sales that have happened in the past 30 days all came out of 2 different developments. One of them right here neighboring to Edgewater Town Center. Another is going to be by the ferry, so we're going to change locations just once today. So you're not going to see much or any road footage. You're going to see more so just walking footage of the area. All right, so I want to thank everybody for returning, those Jersey hunters that have been along for the ride all along. Those who are new, welcome aboard. Please do click like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Stay updated on more content like this that's coming your way. All right, so we're going to take a quick stroll across the parking lot down to the waterfront, closer to the development where we're going to have our first stop. I'll see you there. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent with Prestige Properties here in New Jersey. And my job is to bring content like this to viewers like you. Here in New Jersey Living, we cover all things New Jersey as it pertains to real estate, dining, social scenes, iconic locations, and just general neighborhood insights and footage. So if you are interested in any of those items, you're in the right place, so welcome aboard. Today, as I mentioned, we are here in Edgewater, and I want to make sure that everybody, just before we dive into Edgewater, get a reminder. 1, feel free to reach out to me and contact by any means: text, email, phone call, Calendly link. That's all here in the details. Feel free to reach out to me for whatever questions, insights, or needs you may have in real estate, or just about my general travels. The other thing is t-shirts. I am still giving away free t-shirts. So drop something in the comments. We can always connect by email or any other means, and I will get a t-shirt out to you. So let's dive into Edgewater. So I'm going to pan around to give you the view of another Hudson waterfront scene. If you've seen my Hoboken, Weehawken, North Bergen, West New York, if you've seen any of those episodes, you have seen similar settings to where we are right now, right along the Hudson. We are further north now, so just beyond me in the background, I'll flash up a photo if you cannot see too well, is the George Washington Bridge crossing over from New Jersey to New York. So that cross goes from Fort Lee over into the Bronx. Just across the water from us is pretty much uptown Manhattan. You have Harlem, and you have the southern end of the Bronx. So We are, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're looking at 2 developments that had a total of 5 sales within the past 30 days. As always, I focus on recent sales. We are at Grand Cove right now. Behind me is somewhat of like a pier clubhouse, if you will, for Grand Cove. There's both condos and there are townhomes here, and we're going to jump into the details first of the townhouse. So 200 Grand Cove Unit 3J. Original list price was $425. Price was dropped to $399. It's sold at $325. 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, just short of 1,300 square feet. So a good amount of square footage, and HOAs at $781. HOAs are covering pool, parking. This is a gated community, so I couldn't just drive in here. They happen to have an open walkway that allowed me to come to the pier. Just to kind of give you a little pan again, they have a pier that walks from the waterfront section all the way back over to Edgewater Town Center, where there's the Whole Foods right there. So if you reside here, it's super convenient to Whole Foods right here next door. So this HOA is a larger HOA, but it accounts for the fact that there is a gated community and the amenities that are here. Sale price still pretty good, $325 for 1,300 square feet. So you do price per square foot, it works out pretty well when considering what 1,300 square feet will require in terms of price if you were in Hoboken, let's say. One thing that we mentioned a little earlier, I'm gonna jump right into Big 3, because one thing that I want to put out there, I'm sorry, I said earlier, but we didn't get into this, so I'm getting into it now. With the Big 3, we see already that we are directly in sight distance to the GW. So to get to the GW from where we are right now is probably maybe a 10-15 minute drive, depending on traffic. Proximity is a big check mark. Train station, although there is not a train right here, we are just a short, I'd say even walking distance, drive would be super convenient, to the ferry. So although there's not train, there is ferry. So I'm gonna put ferry check mark rather than train check mark for this one, because there's not a train here, but either by ferry or by bus, super convenient in terms of commuting in. Schools is a little different for Edgewater. Schools, because it is a sending district from grades 7 through 12 to Leonia. Leonia schools are A-rated. Edgewater's K-6, which is only roughly about 700 to 800 students, is a B rating, but I'm gonna give this a check mark. I'm gonna give it a check mark that if your student is for their middle school and high school experience, which are both very, very valuable when you're looking at getting them that final preparation before their next step into whatever they do beyond, it's an A-rated school district for that at Leonia. So I'm gonna give it a check. So I'm gonna give it 3 check marks all the way around here. So this is certainly a high quality selection, Edgewater is, for those residents that are looking for either have a school as an option or just wanna be in a place that's always gonna have a pretty decent demand. Okay, so we're going to walk a little bit to get some walking footage up it's not really truly a boardwalk, but the waterfront walkway. I'm gonna walk up there to give you a little walking footage. But before we get into that, I've gave you details on the first property. Here are the details on the second property here at Grand Cove. Our second property is 21 Grand Cove Way. This was a townhouse, not a condo, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Listed at $865 and sold at $840. On the market 47 days. You saw the flash on the first condo that was up 84 days, which really explains why there was a price drop and even a purchase below that price point. This one, again, you found there's more negotiating room right now. There are certainly dynamics in the market right now, primarily the higher interest rates that is shrinking the buyer volume because many people are choosing to wait. And what that means is that buyers that are still active in the market have a better opportunity to negotiate on price, particularly if a property is still available after usually 3 weeks is when you start to think about pricing, if there's been no offers at all. But certainly after 30 days, if it's been on the market, there's usually some room to negotiate at that point. Didn't have square footage on that particular one, but HOA $795, very much similar to the 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit. All right, so we're gonna walk our way now back towards the town center, get a little footage on the waterfront, and we'll then take it to the next site for our view at the ferry. I'll see you there. Here we are at our second, in this episode, final stop at the Edgewater ferry. So I'm going to pan around a little bit so you can see the ferry layout here. Definitely very, very different from the Weehawken ferry. Not as, grand of a scene, particularly with the building specifically, as that location. But this is a location where Edgewater residents, Palisades Park, Cliffside Park, Fort Lee, all these neighboring towns, those who are looking for direct commutes in that's not going to be either driving or by bus are going to come for the ferry, because this end of the Hudson waterfront scene does not have light rail the way you do for North Bergen, Weehawken, that general area. So this particular location, we have Admiral's Walk that is directly behind me, just north of the ferry. This is the location for our next 3 properties. So we're going to get in just a quick rundown on those 3, starting with the first one. The first unit address is 1055 River Road, unit number 203. Was originally listed at $350, dropped down to $345, sold at I believe $325, if not $335. You'll see the accurate posting up here on the video. Was on the market for over a year. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. HOAs are relatively high still, but again, you're talking about a gated community that has certain amenities, and it's on the waterfront. So you have that waterfront scene directly looking over into Manhattan, and you also have that convenience of being right here next to the ferry. So that pretty much kind of contributes to the higher HOAs that you see, but these are lower price points as well. So looking into the convenience of this scene, still we are, I would say, about a quarter mile literally from where we were the other direction at Edgewater Town Center. So that is a convenient walk still to go down to any kind of shopping or retail needs that you have. And just all along River Road, there's several other options other than having to go to the town center. So that's the first one. Let's move on to the next 2. The next unit is 1055 River Road again. This unit is number 311. Now this one is a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath unit with city view, so it's looking directly over the waterfront, 2 terraces, fully renovated. So this was listed at $695, sold at $710, and was on the market basically about a week. All right, so this is giving you an example of how you can go from something that is not really renovated. The first one, part of the reason, no doubt, why it was on the market as long as it was tenant occupied. But in this case, you have a vacant property, newly renovated, 2 terraces, waterfront view, and went above ask. So again, thinking about the market that we're in, is slowing down dramatically at this point in time, but your quality renovated properties and locations of demand are still going at and sometimes above ask. Okay, so going back to the HOA fees, which again are $700 plus, these fees are accounting for 24-hour doorman. You have pool, indoor and outdoor. You have tennis courts. So there's a lot of amenities that go along with these locations as well, which add into your fees. All right, so those two were both at the 1055 building. Let's get into number 3. So our final unit is in building 1077, unit 1004. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, listed at $719, sold at $730, 11 days on the market. Another case of a fully renovated 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath unit. This particular unit, different building, but you're still getting those same amenities. All right. So this gives you that general feel of what you're paying for something that is going to give you space, because this particular unit is just short of 1,800 square feet for a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, convenience of location, and of course with the amenities that we already had mentioned. So this is your Edgewater experience. Their predominantly Edgewater market is just this. It's going to be your condos along the waterfront. If you peer back across the street a little bit, you can see that there are like single and multifamily options here in Edgewater, but the majority of your market is going to be what we featured here today. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. I'm going to give you a little bit more walking footage of this ferry location, and if you enjoyed what you're watching, please do click like, subscribe, and notification bell. We have much more coming your way, and by all means reach out and contact me if you have any questions or any needs on your end. So thank you, take care, see you next episode.